Everyone. Have you ever had an experience like this? Sudden job loss, business failure, health deterioration crises come to everyone. Most people collapse and sit down. But surprisingly, some people make even greater leaps in the same situation. Why is that? At the moment of facing a crisis, some people choose despair, while others choose opportunity. Today, we will deeply explore the common traits of people who turn crises into opportunities. Please hit subscribe, like, and turn on notifications now. If you watch Targeted Life for a year, you will be standing as a wealthy and successful person a year from now. I sincerely hope this story serves as a small inspiration in your life. A crisis is like a massive wave that comes into our lives without warning. For some, it may feel like a tsunami that swallows everything, while for others, it can be a perfect opportunity to enjoy surfing. Where does this difference come from? It is truly an intriguing question. Crisis comes equally to everyone. However, our reactions to it are surprisingly different. Some people define a crisis as the end where one can no longer move forward and give up all hope. However, some people interpret a crisis as a signal for a new beginning and use this situation as a stepping stone to leap to greater heights. Ultimately, the difference in how we interpret and accept the same event creates a stark crossroads in life. Historically, there are countless examples of this. During the economic crisis that hit Asia in 1997, many companies and individuals fell into the abyss of bankruptcy. However, at the same time, some people discovered the potential of a new IT industry through this crisis, built innovative business models, and wrote a new chapter in the history of the South Korean economy. The recent COVID-19 pandemic situation was no different. Many stores closed, and countless people suffered the pain of losing their jobs. However, at the same time, some quickly adapted to the new environment of non-face-to-face interactions, creating new opportunities that were previously unimaginable, such as online businesses, delivery services, and remote vastly different outcomes within the same event. That difference depends on our mindset and the actions that follow. So, what special commonalities do those who turn crises into opportunities share? From now on, let's take a closer look at their 5 commonalities, one by one. First, they accept the crisis as a fact. People who turn crises into opportunities do not try to ignore or deny reality. Instead of falling into complacent thoughts like, could this really happen to me? Or it will resolve itself over time. I confront the current situation with a calm and objective perspective of the problem. For example, when Steve Jobs faced the crisis of being ousted from Apple, the company he founded, he did not despair but accepted the situation as it was. And he reinterpreted it as, now is the opportunity to start a new challenge. Through this crisis, he founded Pixar and Next, and eventually returned to Apple, that changed the lifestyle of people around the world. His success began with the ability to accept the crisis as an objective fact and to find new possibilities within it. Second, I try to learn in times of crisis. Most people, when faced with a crisis, ask themselves, why did this misfortune happen to me? And fall into complaints and despair. However, those who turn crises into opportunities go a step further. What can I learn from this crisis? Using it as a stepping stone for growth. If they have experienced business failure, they analyze the causes of failure and strive to learn the true needs of the market. If they have experienced a breakdown in human relationships, they learn to understand people through that experience. When faced with a health crisis, they reflect on their lives and realize what their truly important priorities are. A crisis without learning ends merely as a painful memory, but a crisis accompanied by learning becomes a powerful force that opens the door to new wisdom and opportunities. Thirdly, actively utilize networks and assistance. In times of crisis, many people tend to isolate themselves. Some people try to solve everything on their own, or hesitate to ask for help because they don't want to show weakness. However, those who turn crises into opportunities actively communicate with those around them and seek help, especially in such moments. They understand that solving everything alone is not a sign of strength. I understand that having the courage to ask for appropriate help when needed is true strength. When faced with difficult problems, I seek advice from experienced mentors. When new ideas are needed, I freely share opinions with my colleagues to create synergy. When legal issues or technical difficulties arise, do not hesitate to seek help from experts. They acknowledge their weaknesses and demonstrate the wisdom to borrow the strengths of others to overcome crises. It is not about enduring alone, rather. The powerful force of overcoming challenges together turns crises into opportunities. Fourth, do not delay your actions. When faced with a crisis, many people hesitate and waver before deciding on their next move. They often fall into the mindset of, Let's wait until the situation stabilizes a bit more, wasting precious time. However, those who turn crises into opportunities rather than waiting for the perfect moment, they take immediate action on even the smallest things. They instinctively know that the speed of action determines the size of the opportunity. If the market situation changes rapidly and existing products or services
They
no
immediately
longer
plan
work, and test new products, improving them through feedback. If they lose their job due to sudden unemployment, rather than wasting time in frustration, they start learning new skills or actively explore information in new fields. They have the agility to take action first and then adjust their direction based on the results obtained from that action. This quick responsiveness becomes a decisive factor in seizing new opportunities and leading to success in times of crisis. Fifth, they firmly uphold their own principles and values. In a crisis situation, it is easy to be swayed by various temptations and pressures. One might choose to abandon their beliefs or principles to escape immediate difficulties. However, those who turn crises into opportunities, no matter how tough the situation gets, principles that they never compromise. Values such as honesty, trust, commitment to customers, and consistency become irreplaceable standards for them. For example, when the Japanese automotive company Toyota faced a massive recall crisis, they did not try to hide the problem, but honestly acknowledged the situation and responded transparently. In the process, they endured criticism, but ultimately overcame the crisis by gaining greater trust from their customers. After going through a crisis, those who do not lose their principles gain stronger trust and reputation. The values preserved during a crisis shine brighter over time and become a solid foundation for long-term success. The common trait of those who turn crises into opportunities is deeply rooted in their philosophy and approach to facing crises. Through these commonalities, we can gain specific wisdom to overcome crises and grow further. Shall we confirm this amazing insight once again through a real-life example? This is the story of a self-employed person who ran a small cafe in Seoul. As the COVID-19 pandemic began, social distancing measures were strengthened. He faced a crisis that forced him to close his store. However, he did not get discouraged. Instead of sticking to the traditional offline store operation methods, he began to seek new possibilities amid the crisis. He decided to switch to an online delivery service, optimizing the menu for delivery and actively diving into the new market. At first, he faced many challenges with the unfamiliar online system and delivery methods, but he did not give up and continuously learned and tried. He sought help from those around him and listened to customer feedback to improve the service. As a result, a few months later, it astonishingly created a miracle where online delivery sales more than doubled compared to previous offline sales. What this case tells us is that the moment we perceive a crisis, not as the end of everything, but as a turning point for a new beginning, paths that were previously invisible open up like magic. For him, COVID-19 was not a despair, but a golden opportunity to expand and innovate his business. Now, let's summarize the 5 strategies for turning crises into opportunities and apply them to our lives. First, face reality. Do not deny the crisis, but accept it as it is. Accurately understanding the essence of the problem is the first step to finding a solution. Second, seek learning. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? And look for opportunities to grow. There are valuable lessons hidden in every crisis. Third, connect with people. During a crisis, don't isolate yourself. Actively seek help from those around you and leverage your network. Things that are difficult alone can be overcome together. Fourth, act quickly. Don't waste time waiting for the perfect moment. Even if it's a small thing, take action immediately. Learn from the results and continuously refine and improve. The speed of action is the size of opportunity. Fifth, uphold your values. No matter how difficult the situation, steadfastly maintain your own principles and values such as honesty, trust, and consistency. After passing through a crisis, your resilience will shine even brighter. Dear everyone, crises will inevitably come into our lives. It is akin to the natural order that we cannot prevent or avoid. However, how we interpret that crisis, the mindset with which we face it, and the actions we take. The common trait of people who turn crises into opportunities is not special talents or hidden secrets. It is about objectively accepting reality, finding lessons in every experience, collaborating with those around you, acting without hesitation, and finally, steadfastly maintaining your own unchanging values. These 5 principles, which may seem so simple, come together to create a powerful force that leads our lives to dramatic turns. Are you currently facing an unexpected crisis in your life and going through a tough time? If so, do not despair or give up. This very moment could be your golden opportunity to seize new chances and leap to greater heights in your life. I firmly believe that the small realizations and resolutions gained from this video today will lead to a great leap tomorrow. Your life is far from over. From now on is the true beginning. A crisis is another beginning. I support your tomorrow while remembering these words. Subscribe, like, and turn on notifications now. If you focus on your life for a year, you will be standing as a wealthy and successful person a year from now. Thank you.